Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Graves, and distinguished members of the committee. And my last name is often mispronounced, so at least we got that correct today. So I want to thank you all for the opportunity to talk about this important issue. As a son of a dad who spent 25 years working for the FAA, my experience started real young with transportation. So I'm the Vice President of the Electrification Coalition, a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization that works to accelerate the adoption of plug-in electric vehicles around the country in an effort to reduce the economic and national security threats posed by U.S. oil dependency. We are a sister organization of Securing America's Future Energy, who leads a broader approach with the same core mission and works for all fuels. You have a copy of my written testimony, and I'm happy to answer questions after, but today's hearing is an opportunity to summarize a few key points. One, the hope that EVs can be a bipartisan issue. Two, EVs are going to help diversify our transportation fuels. Three, there are successes from around the country to highlight. And four, we hope to share several policy recommendations that could support EV adoption. Currently, 92% of the U.S. transportation sector is powered by oil. Supply is determined by a cartel and traded on an unfair and unfree oil market, meaning disruption anywhere affects prices everywhere. We need aggressive policy interventions that are going to diversify transportation fuels, an issue that should be at the top of every lawmaker's list. Through transportation electrification, we can power the way we move while also improving our economic and national security. Electricity is diverse, American-made, low-cost, ubiquitous, and stable. And when used for transportation, it is fundamentally cleaner than internal combustion engines, regardless of the source. And as the grid gets cleaner, so do EVs. Not only do EVs reduce pollution, oil dependence, and cost, they have incredible acceleration and are actually fun to drive. EV adoption is also growing rapidly, last year hitting 1 million sold, and in 2019 we'll have almost 50 models available. Battery costs are dropping, charging is getting faster, and now buses, garbage trucks, delivery vehicles, and Class 8 vehicles are going electric. Despite the advantages of electrification, barriers both real and perceived remain. Consumer knowledge is low, upfront costs can be higher, local, state, and federal policies can remain in flux. But the Electrification Coalition and others are working to reduce these barriers at all levels. In Orlando, we worked with area theme parks and Enterprise Rent-A-Car to launch the nation's first EV rental car program, providing an extended EV test drive. In Fort Collins and Loveland, we launched Drive Electric Northern Colorado, our first accelerator community. By coordinating fleet transition, increased charging, and consumer education in one location, we accelerated adoption to 3 times the national average. The Electrification Coalition was also the lead implementation partner for the Smart City Challenge. 78 cities responded, offering innovative ideas to electrify transportation, showing that communities were hungry for solutions. 7 finalists were selected: Portland, San Francisco, Denver, Austin, Kansas City, Columbus, and Pittsburgh, and now all are leading examples for electrification. The winner, Smart Columbus, and with our partnership, is now a thriving EV ecosystem that is substantially increasing EV adoption. Our daily commutes are also going electric. Greensboro, North Carolina has become one of the largest fleets on the East Coast, recently launching 16 buses. It's going to eventually eliminate 2 million gallons of diesel. In Chicago, for every bus they deploy, they expect to save about $25,000 in annual fuel costs. Imagine extending that to the 70,000 city buses and 400,000 school buses operating nationwide. If just half were to go electric, it would save $6 billion annually and cut over 400 billion gallons of lifetime diesel use. And in partnership with Climate Mayors, a group of 400 mayors, we launched the Climate Mayors EV Purchasing Collaborative, which provides tools to make transition easier. From Cape Canaveral to Houston, LA, and San Diego, they've purchased or committed to purchase over 500 EVs in the next year. We have several main recommendations. One, we should retain 30D, the federal tax credit, to purchase EVs. With some companies already reaching the cap, we support lifting the cap with a stakeholder negotiated sunset. Charging infrastructure must meet an electric future. Funding DOT Alternatives Fuel Corridors program can improve signage, expand nationwide charging, and show consumers considering an EV that charging is increasing nationwide. We should also renew and extend the 30C federal tax credit to spur additional EV charging. We also need to expand electric bus adoption. We recommend low or zero interest loans that can demonstrate the payback of lower operational costs. Programs like the FTA's Low-No Grant program should be continued and expanded, and we must also look for opportunities to create incentives and paths to accelerate medium and heavy-duty vehicle electrification. Each year, the U.S. military spends at least $81 billion to protect global oil supplies. It's roughly 28 cents for every gallon we use. Policies that diversify our transportation fuels are a small price compared with the opportunity to strengthen our economic and national security, a goal everyone should support. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. I appreciate and look forward to your questions.
Thank you.